Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, before we begin, let's say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today, we will present the material of SFL from Medicine and Holiday. Now we will discuss chapter 7. For the first presentation will be delivered by me, Henry Anwar Faiz, and then next will be presented by Mas Siva Arisetiawan. Okay, to save the time, we will start to discuss about chapter 7 of the book. Chapter 7 entitled Above the Clause or the Clause Complex. So what is the notion of clause complex? Yeah, so what is the definition of clause complex? Clause complex is the term used for the grammatical and semantic unit formed when two or more clauses are linked together in certain systemic and meaningful way. As it is said by Halliday and Matheson in 2013, a clause complex is defined as a grammatical construction consisting of two or more simplex clauses and accounts. So once again, when it is consisting of two or more clauses, it will be said as clause complex. One or more clause linked by the taxis and logico-semantic relations. Later on, we will discuss about taxis, tactical system, and logico-semantic relation. In traditional grammar, it is known with the complex and compound sentence. So once again, clause complex is the term used in functional grammar. Okay, for example, you will see the example. Next slide, I think, Mas Siva.
Yeah.
Ahmed, I will read the example. Ahmed graduated from the university, then he went to Mecca for pilgrimage. Here we have and then, so this is the mark of the clause. Yeah. When Ahmed graduated from the university, he went to Mecca for pilgrimage. So the first one, this one is called coordinative, and the second one is the example of subordinate. So what is that? We will discuss later. And I think we will go to the third slide. No, the fourth slide, Mas Siva. Clause complexing and circumstantial transitivity in clauses. Clause complexing comes under the logical metafunction of language, which in turn belongs to the broader ideational metafunction of language. It refers to the relationship that exists between clauses in a sentence. Mas Siva, the slide cannot move, Mas Siva?
Yeah.
We have come to the fourth slide.
Fourth slide. This fourth slide or
yeah.
This?
The fourth one, clause complexing. Yeah, it's about clause complexing and transitivity. Can you find that, Mas Siva?
Okay, wait, Pak.
Cannot move, yeah?
Yeah. In my computer, it can move, but...
Oh, in my computer, okay. So no problem, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I will read next. Transitivity is a proper of a verb that relates to whether a verb can take direct object and how many such objects a verb can take. It also refers to a system for describing the whole clause rather than just the verb and its object. The system of transitivity consists of various types of process together with structures that realize these processes. The 6 types of processes are material process, mental process, relational process, behavioral process, verbal process, and existential process. Now move to the next slide, Masifa. The cause complex is realized graphologically as a sentence in the way that has evolved over the centuries as a unit in the written language. The sentence is the highest unit of punctuation on the graphological rank scale and has evolved in the writing system to represent the clause complex as the most extensive domain of grammatical structure. The term sentence has also been used to refer to a grammatical unit as in a sentence grammar. Hence, in the analysis of a written text, each sentence can be treated as one clause complex with the simple or one clause sentence as the limiting case. With a spoken text, we will be able to use the grammar to define and delimit clause complexes in a way that keeps them as close as possible to the sentences of written English. Now see the next. According to Halliday, 1994, the sentence will be defined, in fact, as a clause complex. The clause complex will be the only grammatical unit which we shall recognize above the clause. Hence, there will be no need to bring in term sentence as a distinct grammatical category. We can use it simply to refer to the orthographic unit that is contained between full stops. This will avoid ambiguity. A sentence is a constituent of writing, while a clause complex is a constituent of grammar. Okay, next. Now let's discuss about the types of relationship between clauses. First, we have taxis, or the degree of interdependency. Taxis is a system that determines the status of the clauses in the clause complex. It describes interdependency relationships between clauses linked into clause complex. Taxis includes parataxis and hypotaxis. Parataxis is two clauses linked together and they have unequal status. We know this as coordinative clause. We use but and or. Or it is marked by using Arabic alphabet. It's number 1, 2, and so on. For example, I got up early and I started my trip. So here we have the first clause is I got up early, and the second one is I started my trip, and it is coordinated by N. While hypotaxis is clauses which have different status. One clause is dependent, on the other it is independent, or we say main clause and dependent clause. This is subordinative using alpha and beta. For example, Mr. Nikos bought the bike which was placed in the backyard. So here we have Mr. Nikos bought the bike. This is the main clause, and which was placed in the backyard. This is the dependent clause. Dependent clause cannot stand alone. It is always followed the main clause. Okay, next. Number 2, we have logico-semantic relation. It describes specific type of meaning relationship between linked clauses. It includes projection and expansion. So what is projection? Projection is locution and idea. For example, locution, for example, he said, Aiko is fine. This is verbal process, there is the word said. The idea, he thought to himself, everything is going to be fine. This is mental process. Yeah, this is idea. As you can see the punctuation, yeah, he said, Aiko, there is quotation mark. But he thought to himself, everything is going to be fine, this is we call apostrophe, yeah, apostrophe. So the mark is special mark is on that punctuation. Okay. Next, expansion. Expansion, we have elaboration, extension, enhancement. The first one, elaboration or restatement or exemplification or to specify. For example, Aggie didn't go to Kuwait. He got injured. So the clause or the sentence he got injured, this one is to specify why Aggie didn't go to Kuwait. Okay. Number two, extension. This is to add information, additional information. For example, Indonesia didn't win the game and everyone was disappointed. And here, this is addition because Indonesia didn't win the game and the information after that is everyone was disappointed. And number three, enhancement. This is giving circumstantial information. Why, when, or how. Putra was sick, so he didn't continue his trip. This is why. Why Putra didn't continue his trip? Because Putra was sick. I was doing the exercise until the time was up. This is when, yeah. So I do the exercise and on until the time was up. So this is showing when. This is circumstantial information. So this is about yeah, clause complex. If we see the next one, Masifa. So this is the brief, yeah, the brief information about clause complex. So it's taxis, logico-semantic, and then taxis, parataxis, and hypotaxis. This is the symbol. Projection, locution, and idea. This is also the symbol. Expansion, elaboration, extension, and enhancement. Well, because time is limited, I think I cannot clarify all and give you a sufficient example, but I do really hope that what I have presented earlier can help or can be beneficial to you. Okay, next chapter or next subchapter will be presented by Masifa. Go on, Masifa, time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Henry. I will continue the session. I'm going to talk about the elaboration or extending and incising. There are three kinds of expansion. we have learned before about the expansion. We introduce the notion of expansion given a clause or part of clause complex. If there is a nesting, then this may enter into construction with another clause or part of clause complex, which is an expansion of it, the two together forming a clause nexus. It was suggested that there are essentially three ways of expanding a clause: elaborating it, extending it, and enhancing it. As with all other systems, such as the system of process type, we have to think of the system of type of expansion as defining region within a continuous semantic space. For the first part of expansion is elaboration. In elaboration, one clause elaborates on the meaning of another by further specifying or describing. For example, is there any way of disputing when a price, any price says, "This is my conviction. This is what the cat serve thing about this." More, however, and the novel I'm writing now, which is a Rarehurst novel, are comic. They are set in a more stable time where things are crushed and lost. The secondary clause does not introduce a new element into the picture, but rather provides a further characterization in one that is already there, restating, clarifying, and refining, or adding a descriptive attribute or comment. Thus, in the first example above, this is my confusion is elaborated through restatement by this is what the cards I sharing about this. The thing that is elaborated may be the primary clause as rule, or it may be just a some part of it. One of more of its constituent, thus, which is a rare novel elaborates part of the clause mu. However, the novel I'm writing now are comic. It elaborates the novel I'm writing now, and being a hypothetical elaboration, it follows is the domain of elaboration directly is as a result included within the dominant clause. And the second part of expansion is intension. In extension, one clause extend the meaning of another by adding something new to it. What is the adding may be just an addition, or else a replacement or alternative. There is a closer parallel with extension between parathesis and hypothesis that we find with elaboration. We can operate with a single system of categories for both kind of texts, although there are certain gaps in the paradigm. This is a table of categories of extension and the principal makers. You can see the category N and adjective positive X and Y. The meaning is X and Y. Paratectic use both and not only but also, and hypothectic finite use while, whereas, and non-finite use besides. The next last part of expansion is enhancement. Enhancement, one clause or subcomplex enhance the meaning of another by qualifying in one of a number of possible ways by reference to time, place, manner, cause, or condition. As with the extension, the parallel between paratext and hypotext is very close, although there are certain gaps in paradigm. The next title is report ideas, fact, and three kind of projection. We have learned and we introduced the notion of projection, the logical semantic relationship whereby a clause comes to function not to as a direct representation of non-linguistic experience, but as a representation of linguistic representation. There are in fact three systems involve the differentiation of different kind of projection. The first one is level of projection, second one is mode of projection, the last one is space function. Reporting. Reporting, there are some part quoting direct space, verbal process. The projection clause is verbal process clause, one of saying, and the projected clause represent that which is shared. The next one is reporting, indirect speech, mental process, hypothesis. The projected idea clause is either an indirect statement or indirect question. Reporting speech or quoting thoughts is possible to report or saying by representing it as a meaning. Embedded locution or ideas, like the three types of expansion, but locution or ideas can be embedded without entering into paratectic and hypotectic clause nexuses. They can be ranked shifted to function as qualifier within a nominal group. Okay, the last one of projection is the fact. Those verbal processes and mental cognitive project in the indicative mode proposition, where verbal processes and mental declarative processes project in the imperative mode proposal. The projecting environment may be a verbal or mental process class or a metaphorical nominal group with a verbal or mental process noun, locution, or idea. as its head. There is one other type projection where the projected class is being projected by verbal or mental process with sayer or sensor, or by a verbal or mental process known as metaphorical nominal group, but it comes as it already packages in fact projected form. We refer to this type as a fact. For the example, the irony is even further compounded by the fact that while every people must have those who says, "Here I stand," Akun who loses the child to the force of Christianity, and J who loses his community to the Christianity. That's for the example of the fact. The last one is tag. Tag consists two and text one and text two. Text one is consists child age 7 and parent. The last one is text two that is monologue. That's all the presentation. I give it back to Pak Henry.
Okay, thank you very much, Mas Siva. That is a presentation from our group, chapter 7. And we do really hope that this presentation will be beneficial for all of you. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Once again, have a nice day. Thank you. And let's say Kahratul Majlis prayer. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ustaz Alis, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Thank you, Mas.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye-bye, everyone.